Welcome into MLS Match Previews alongside Andrew Wiebe. I'm Stefano Fusaro. Inter Miami taking on Nashville, a rematch of the Leagues Cup final. Miami gets a win at Red Bull Arena, but the biggest thing was in the first half, they didn't have Messi or Busquets, and they still looked pretty good. That's what kind of was most surprising for me, how good the rest of the team has started to play, even without Messi on the pitch.
The Messi effect rubs off even with Messi on the bench, huh? Diego Gomez, the new signing in the summer, Paraguayan U22 signing, gets that goal, a good moment for him. And then this is what Leo Messi does. Balance, vision, technique, ability. Why aren't the Red Bulls tracking the best player in the history of world soccer? I have no idea. They're standing and watching as Inter Miami seal a huge win to get their MLS campaign with Lionel Messi started. But I loved what Tata Martino did in this game. He said, you know what? We are not going to try to be possession dominant against the New York Red Bulls. We're going to wait for our moments. We'll be efficient. And for Inter Miami getting that first goal has meant everything this year. Same case will be against Nashville.
Last 5 matches, as you see, for Messi, just is that good? Pretty insane. Yeah.
11 goals in 9 games. Would you take that?
I think so. Yeah. I think it's pretty good. And he got his first regular season goal, as we saw against the Red Bulls. That pass is just absolutely insane.
Perfect. The pass makes the run. He guides Ben-Hak Kramaski, and I loved what Tata Martino said this week ahead of the match, which was, I've seen a lot of big stars come into Major League Soccer. I have never seen a star do what Lionel Messi does. It should not surprise any of us, and yet here we are on the brink of perhaps history for Miami as they look to go from last to into the playoff field. 3 points to start was a good one.
Kramaski didn't even see that pass.
He
had no idea.
Oh, the ball's there.
The ball's coming to me. Yeah, it was great. Now, for Nashville, obviously, it was a rough kind of restart to MLS. They get blown out against Atlanta. But in that Leagues Cup final, they probably played better than any other opponent for Miami. They played them real well. Do we expect that same kind of performance and that same kind of setup for Nashville?
Absolutely. 4 straight losses in the league, but Nashville won't be thinking about that. They'll be thinking about this match and the run and form that they showed in Leagues Cup. They played Messi and Inter Miami with a perfect strategy. Sit back, given the attacking pieces that they have, hit on the counter. They weren't efficient during the run of play to get the goal to win the game. And, of course, penalties are cruel. Elliot Panico probably still thinking about that moment. But I expect the same from Nashville. The question is, personnel-wise, is Dax McCarty ready to be back in the starting lineup? He did not start against Atlanta. That was a huge loss. A bigger loss is Walker Zimmerman, who wasn't even in the 18 at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Injured, was not part of that squad. If you don't have Walker, that's a recipe for trouble against Inter Miami. And look at these standings. Would you count Inter Miami and Messi out? I know that I would not. Right now, 21 points. The gap is 11 behind the Chicago Fire. Meanwhile, Nashville SC, absolutely spectacular at home. But right now, in a position in the standings that if it was to end today, the season, they would not be hosting 2 of 3 games in the first round. That is not where Gary Smith wants to be. So the rest of the way, every single match is an opportunity to rise into the 1 through 4 spots and get that home field advantage.
Yeah, it's a big one for sure. Inter Miami with a positive, only, like you said, 11 points from that playoff line. It'll be interesting. This one, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on MLS Season Pass on Apple TV.